Positive Talk, hello and welcome. On the program today, we are continuing with discussions that we've had for the last 2 weeks, where we're looking at addressing sexual and reproductive health challenges that adolescents living with HIV mainly face. And on the program today, I'm joined by Ejantiri Mento, that's Maxine Jokonya. She's not very new to Positive Talk. A year or so ago, she was here on the program. Maxine, welcome to Positive Talk.
Thank you, Taria.
Mnyaradzi is also back with us on the program. Mnyaradzi, welcome to Positive Talk.
Thank you.
Yes, Maxine would want to find out, we know as a mentor, you are working with adolescents living with HIV on a day-to-day basis. The last 2 weeks we're hearing many of the challenges that young people who are living with HIV face on a day-to-day basis. Why is it important to work with them?
Okay, thank you so much, Dario. I think we can actually refer back to those 2 weeks that you were working with these adolescents, and you actually saw the confidence that they have. There was so much empowerment that happens when you are working with adolescents and young people. Why are we doing that? We want to bring the voices that they have to the table, because we are saying in every program that we do, we need to hear those who are infected and affected, so that we know how to go about bringing the solutions that we need to, looking for interventions to help them at the end of the day. So basically, we are here to empower these adolescents to be speaking on policy tables, to be speaking to other guidelines, be it national guidelines, be it any other program that may be on the table, so that at the end of the day, they are mainly involved in each and every program that is happening. So basically, that's what I can say.
I'm watching you on the program now.
Yes.
How do you empower me? I want to be empowered.
Okay, so basically when we want to empower you, we give you information, because when you don't have information, you don't have a voice to come out to say, this is what is happening and this is what I must do. So basically when you have the information that you have.
What information? I want that information,
all right.
yes.
Yes.
I'm an adolescent living with HIV. I've not been to Jandiri.
Yes.
And now I'm watching Maxine. I also want to use this opportunity to be empowered.
Okay.
What information do I need to know?
So basically information that we give them is information on how to live positively, to tell them that the HIV that they are living with is not in the blood, in the brains or anything like that, but it's always something that is in the blood. They can do so much with their lives. They can live positively. They can date someone who they want to date, either HIV negative or HIV positive. They are able to disclose to their partners, as well as we have heard. Some are dating HIV negative guys, some are dating HIV positive. That's their own choice. They have got a voice, they've got a choice to make within their own lives as well. So these are kind of the information that empower them to be able to stand to the actual world that is out there.
Mnyaradzi, I want to come to you. Maxine is saying when you are living with HIV as an adolescent, one thing that she does is to empower you. How have you been empowered?
Okay, I got empowered through youth groups that we do, where we get to meet as youths. We are taught on what we call VST programs, vocational training. We are trained to do things with our own hands. Like she mentioned before, being HIV positive doesn't mean I'm going to die soon. I get to plan my life. I can plan my life. So we have been empowered by VST team. We are taught businesses, how we can do businesses, and also we are taught as youths we need to be bold enough to stay as we are.
Maxine, one thing chinonditinetsei kana takatarisa nyaya idzi dzokuti toti adolescents living with HIV kunge muchishanda navo zvimwe zvinhu anzi vocational what training, vamwe vana vasiri positive vari kutamba, inini muri kuti yatikupe maskills. It's almost like ndenda kupuwa zvinhu zvinobhohwa kunzi ita just because ndiri kurarama neHIV. Vamwe vari kumuvhi, inini ndakunzi uya kuno kuna Maxine yatigare panapa, ndiri kukupa information. Why this mismatch yokuti vamwe vari kunotamba uko, inini makuda kundipa maskills? Why kungopa vana vese mucommunity? Okay. Why me? Because I'm living with HIV.
Okay, so basically what we are saying is mostly when adolescents who are HIV positive, they don't have those many opportunities. Remember, we are talking about vulnerable children, we are talking about orphans here. Some of them, they don't have money to go back to school. Although they've got good grades, at the end of the day, they don't have that much of support maybe to go to university or to accomplish their dreams as well. So we are saying as Africa at Jandiri, we've got what we call vocational skills training that we have. We are saying after offering psychosocial support, after offering counseling, at the end of the day, that adolescent is going to go back home and his mind is going to lie idle. We all know that idle mind is also somewhere, some they call it a devil's workshop, but we want to give them something that they can look forward to, something that they can say they can do with their own hands. Because at the end of the day, we are saying they are adhering well to their medication, but at the end of the day, they are also thinking about, I'm HIV positive, I don't have anything to do in life, So this vocational skills training is a way to equip them so that they are able, on the financial side, they are able to actually look after themselves, be it in their own lives as well, and also support other members within their families. You can imagine such a situation whereby Arugara Gogo Bese, Goga Wachakwansukuita anything for this child. So here are to equip you to better to look for something, be it hairdressing. These adolescents are able also to do these things. They've got the skills, they've got the passion, they've got the gift within themselves. So we as Africa, we are just there to bring that passion that they have to the table as well.
Let's go to basics. First of all, I've been tested. How do you make sure that I accept my results?
Okay. So basically, when an adolescent walks into a clinic, remember, as Africa, we are working with Ministry of Youth and Child Care. We've got what we call cadres that are on the ground, that are called CATs, that are community adolescent treatment supporters. These are peers who have been educated, who have been empowered to be able to share their experiences with other adolescents who are living with HIV or who have just tested HIV positive. So when adolescents walks into a clinic, they get tested. They receive their HIV status. They go or they are referred to this cadre that we call a CAT. Then this CAT is able to share her experience or his experience to these adolescents so that this adolescent is able to accept status yake. Akuziva kuti mumwe wangu akafamba apa, how did we tackle this challenges that they have. After that, if we identify that this adolescent has got other needs that are there, that's where the issue of linkage also come in, linkage to other services as well. Maybe muskana is indulging into sex, refer for VIAC and also maybe is vulnerable, hana birth certificate, and we are referring that child to Ministry of Social Services as well. So basically, we are working with other line ministries so that we refer these adolescents for other services as well. Then our outreach team, just like me, who are at Shandiri, they go out again to do my own visits along with kids so that they continue to support these adolescents. They continue to give the love that you're always talking about. At the end of the day, what they all need is love. That's what we are talking about here. So they go to their homes, they support them on adherence, they monitor the situation that is at that environment that they are living in. If they identify some of the needs that are there, they refer these adolescents to other services that are within our community, that are within our country as well. So basically.
Well, we'll continue with our discussion after the break. Welcome back. We are continuing with our discussions today, focusing mainly on working with adolescents living with HIV. Mnyaradzi, you heard my issues that Maxine was talking about in terms of the support that they offer. You've walked that same journey from when you got to know your status, getting into contact with my mentors like her. How did that help you to accept the status yako?
Alright, zvinhu zvakandibatsira zvakanyanyisa nekuti pakasvika panguva yekuti makids aiuya aisvika pakuti that person have to disclose kuti ndikwanise kutambira zvandiri inini handiti that person have to come up ne a way yekuti anonditsanangurira and also anofanira kunge aripo kuti andipe rudo. Saka zvinhu zvekuti zvakandibatsira.
Vaikupa rudo rwakaita sei? Vaikutsanangurira sei zvinozoita kuti zvive different nezvawambopuwa nakansela kana nanesi kumba? Tunoziva kuti zvakasiyana sei kuti mumwe mwana aone kuti I think kuri better kuti ndiende.
Handiti. Alright, zvakaitika ndezvekuti vachisvika vanotanga vakutsanangurira life skill yake mapindiro aakaitawo kuti azokwanisa kuzvitambira kuti ari HIV positive. Iye handiti zvinhu zvekuti dzimwe dzenguva uchizvinzwa unokwanisa kutonyatsobatikana kuona kuti aiwa inini my life case itori nani pane yakapindana nemumwe. Saka zvinhu zvekuti pandakasvikirwawo nevamwe vachinditsanangurira zvakadaro zvakanyatsodzamisisa mupfungwa dzangu uye ndikakwanisa kutambira rudo rwavo, rudo rwekuti paya pandaimbochemera matreatment buddies ndichiti I wanted ari musikana wangu, haana kuzoya ari musikana wangu but akauya ari a friend always. Dzimwe dzenguva ndaitozosvika pakutoti dzimwe dzenguva I would switch off my phone but aripo kuti every time dear did you do this, dear wamutora here mushonga, so of which that's the love we are asking for and that's the love we are true kuwana.
Maxine,
Yes.
ndiri kunzwa kuti munyari kutaura kuti vanenge vachindiudza jeni yavo yavakafamba. Does it need kuti ndive Kate uyu? Do I need to be HIV positive also? Uri kuona kuti zvine more impact kumunhu ndikanotaura than kuti ndinoti munya unozivaka kunge ungori neHIV zvinongoninga unoziva unofanirwa kusimba that ndouya ndomuti munyaka inini pandakadiscover kuti ndiri HIV positive ndakadai. Does it make a difference kunge this Kate ari HIV positive than ari negative?
Okay, I can definitely talk about the issue of the same age.
Yes.
First of all, I think adolescents, they are more freely to talk to same people of their own age. They feel they are not going to be judged. They are free to talk each and every situation that they face. You'd find out that counseling is a peer-to-peer than a peer, na someone who's older than that peer. The issues that come out from those sessions, they are very much different. Yes. So that's the first thing that we need to acknowledge, that adolescents need to talk with other peers of their same own age. And also the issue of learning from experience of someone who have walked the walk. That's something that is vital and that's something that is important. I need to learn from someone who's HIV positive. Yes, there's some other peers we know that are HIV negative, but they also support us. We love them. But, adolescents would love to learn from first-hand, experience. How did you get to A, B, C, D?
Yes.
How did you accept your status? So that's the kind of model that we have adopted to say, someone who's HIV positive, who is empowered, who've got the information, I would want to learn from that, someone. So that's the model that Munya was also referring to. I learn from these kids who are empowered, who've got the knowledge, so that at the end of the day, I'm able to walk down that road again. Yes, so basically that's what I can say.
In the last, I think it was the first week that we had adolescents, we had one of them. Chamena ari kuti paakadiscover kuti ari positive, anzi akatadza adherence that we were talking about kuti you always want to make sure kuti they adhere to treatment because anga asina that help. 2 times that aura kuti ndakambosvika pekuti ndakutoti ndakuda zvangu kufa. But zvakazopera after awana help. Munofamba navo sei vana for them to get to that point?
Okay, so basically akazo mention kuti I was invited to a support group. So a support group is like a family that we have. This is where you find someone of your same status. You are learning the experience that they have. You are now reflecting to say, Inina, I'm not alone. I've got some other person who's the same as me. So that's the support group that we have. They go there, they get taught on different topics that you're talking about, be it relationship, be it disclosure, be it adherence. Some of the questions that they have, can I have a child? Can I have a child? Can I get pregnant? Who should I date? Should I date a HIV negative guy? HIV positive guy? What happens really? So basically this is a support group that we run as Africade, and some other organizations, they run this support group. So basically we are saying a support group is supposed to be based in a community. Why? Because we are talking about the issue of transportation here, whereby a child or an adolescent is able to access. We are talking about issue of access as well here. We are saying it's a community that is, in probably in Mfakos or in Tari there, someone you can access easily to this facility, so without looking for issue of transport, the issue of long distances of where to walk. So basically they are able to access these services as well. So we are bringing the services to them where they are.
One issue that we often hear from adolescents on our mainly on our Facebook page, the Positive Talk TV page, adolescents are saying when we are looking at these support groups, all these initiatives, and they are somehow discriminatory. because already we're talking about kumfakose. I've never had support group riri kunzi riri kuBorodale. I've never had support group riri kunzi riri Glenlyon. Does it mean vana vekunana Glenlyon uku vekune the other side of Samora havana ma challenges at no experience isusu?
Basically, probably you haven't heard, but we have those support groups. They are there. It's only that they are not publicized or anything.
Why are they not publicized?
Because we are saying this is a private matter. Remember, if you remember the first topic or the first session that we had, they said some are not yet ready to discuss the HIV status. That's the issue that you are looking at. You are looking at the rights of the child or the rights of the adolescents. So we are saying if they are not yet ready to discuss the HIV status, we need to secure their privacy. That's why we are doing these support groups in a secluded area whereby they are just their own. They are learning with each other. They know that the same person that I'm relating to is also HIV positive. That's why the environment, they feel free to learn. So that's why we are saying this should be private. This should be not something that the whole community knows that there is a support group there. Thereby we are actually stigmatizing them to say these are children who are living with HIV. So basically you might not know that in Borodale there's a support group, but it might be there. It's actually there, but we are not publicizing it that it's there. But when you come to Shantiri now, that's when we can actually refer, or the Ministry of Health and Child Care, they've got clinics everywhere, they've got hospitals everywhere. They know that in community A there's a support group, in community B there's a support group. That's where the linkage and the referral comes in now. So the issue of HIV, most times, is a private issue. That's what you're talking about.
I'll come back to this issue after the break, because mainly what affluent adolescents are saying is we've never had somebody representing us speaking out on our behalf, and as a result they actually do feel left out. I would want us to explore more on that in terms of how they can join, how best can they also be involved in those programs. Join us after the break. We continue with our discussion. Today our focus is on adolescents living with HIV, working with them. And we still have Maxine Jokonya, who is a Shantiri mentor, as well as Munyaradzi, whom we have had for the last 2 weeks. Maxine, I want to go back to that issue that I was talking about of adolescents who are on the other side of Samora. Yes. When they want assistance, because we have some who have actually come to us to then say, if I want also to be involved in these programs, where do they go to?
Okay, I think the first point of call that they should have is the clinic that is nearest to them, or a hospital that they go to. They go there and they get referred to these support groups that are within their communities as well. As well as if they are free as well, they can also contact us on our contact information. We've got a telephone number that runs all the time. That is 335 805. They can call on that one and they will receive assistance, be it counseling. They've got a resident counselor that is at Shantiri House, that is based at our work as well. And also they can also look up to our website as well for more contacts. We've got www.africaidshantiri.com. So basically that's where they look for more information on how they can get in contact with us. We've got also a page, Africa Aid Shantiri. We've got so many ways that they can contact us as well. Yes.
I want to go back to one issue that we've see that it keeps on coming out, the issue of stigma. How do you assist young people to actually, these adolescents, to be able to deal with stigma within the community, the school system, even when they start relationships?
Okay, I would actually go back to the issue that I've alluded earlier, the issue of information, enough information. When they have enough information, they know that these ways that are being taught or in the community, they not do them harm. I can give you an example of an adolescent who was always skinny, was a rash always. So this adolescent was always good in school. The grades were good, they were great. So people were always, kutaura zvakaipa, kuti iwo une maronda, always atidi kutaura newe and everything. But this adolescent would come up to them and say, ndine maronda and everything, but muchikoro ndokuita seiwo, ndokukundai. So I could find at the end of the day, they get related to them. So it helps to bring out the gift that is within themselves. What are they good at? You mold that so that they're able to use it within the communities, within the schools as well. And also we are there to educate the community as well. We train healthcare workers, we train teachers as well, so that environment becomes more friendlier to adolescents who are living with HIV. Also the community at large, we are training them, we are giving them information. I remember, if you can concur with me, we've got also a DREAMS initiative that we have that is running within our nation as well. We as African, we are also part of that. We are going to the community, educating them, giving them information about HIV as well. At the end of the day, this stigma that we are talking about is also reduced because they've got the right information. Yes.
Nyaradzi, how has being part of this program helped you in tackling stigma that you face from any facet in your life?
Okay, firstly, I'm now a kid, so I'm now benefiting a lot because I now have got confidence. Now I'm teaching others like how I go through my life experiences, and also it helped a lot because we are teaching other schools also on how they can tackle the issues of stigma and discrimination, because we know that in schools that's the main issue. That's big.
How do we tackle stigma in schools?
We offer trainings in schools to school teachers and also to the school pupils also. We teach them that stigma and discrimination must stop, because you don't know your status. It doesn't mean that when you don't know your status, you're okay. It's either you're infected or affected. So you must get to know your status. Then if you know your status, if you're HIV positive, you must be on ARVs. If you're not positive, it means you must give love to the one who is HIV positive. So it's helping a lot. Many schools are, they're accepting the offer, and they're accepting also the help that we are giving. And also in our clinics nowadays, our health providers, they have got knowledge now because they are being trained also with us as adolescents. We are training on them on what we want as adolescents.
Maxine, one issue that I raised with the adolescents in the last 2 weeks was, will we get to a point where we are saying we are normalizing HIV?
Okay. I think we will get there, because we've got so many interventions that we have. We can talk about the 90 by 90 by 90, that is a UNAIDS strategy that is there as well. Every community-based organization, every civil society, every donor is now looking forward to that, and we've got the SDGs that are also on the table as well. So basically, HIV is now being talked about. So basically, at the end of the day, we are hoping to achieve what we call zero AIDS at the end of the day. So basically, HIV will be normalized. And also the issue of giving more information to the community is quite vital, because they are saying the community doesn't give information. If you go out there, you will hear shocks of your life to say, yeah, they're still talking about AIDS, but we are saying AIDS is something else, it's different from HIV. You see, so they need that information to differentiate what is HIV, what is AIDS, how can I prevent, what do I need, what steps do I need to take. So this is the information that we also need to talk about it. And also, we also hear in the community or wherever we walk about to say HIV or chirwere, and always we talk about chirwere instead of saying utachwan. It's just like normal. Why is it we talk about BP as a chirwere? We know that chirwere, and munani BP, and it's related to BP, and diabetes, it's also normal. So why can't we say HIV is also normal? It's something that is normal, just like diabetes, just like TB, just like any other disease that we have. So basically, if we have that change of mind that we need to change, basically HIV will be normalized.
Your message to adolescents, both living with HIV and those who are negative?
Basically, I can say seek more information, get services, and go and get tested, know HIV status, so that you'll be referred to other services that are within our communities, within our country as well.
Nyaradzi, your message to your fellow adolescents, those living with HIV and those who are negative.
I'm just going to leave one message, which is let us have one love and let us unite to fight stigma and discrimination.
Well, let us unite to fight stigma and discrimination. And as Maxine said, get more information, seek services. Until we meet again next week, goodbye.